Greetings, my friends. I am Gilles Mancillon, artist and spiritualist. I wanted to thank you so much for, if you're new, to subscribe, for everybody, and also to like, to share, to comment. It's always nice to see your comments and for your donations. If you're on a private session, you can send me an email. I couldn't make a video yesterday. I was going through this major inner storm because of soul connections I have, and now I finally let it go, and it's like I think she decided to make her life without me, so it's like life will balance itself out. I'm going to discuss a few ideas here. I came to discuss about hierarchies. Everything is hierarchical. The dark. We can look first at the dark hierarchies. Everything is organized. And the dark beings are very much afraid of the hierarchies more than anything else. The darker parts there's some very powerful demons or beings like Sauron or the Lord of the Ring, or because even Lucifer and Satan were not the highest. They were very dark, but not. But in any event, you don't want to look into those dark hierarchies. The other day of Halloween, I saw these beings with the big horn. It's like, oh, it wasn't really scary. It was just far away. But God explains in the Truth by God that as an omnipotent being, God has to play every role. When it's in the perspective of the pure, he's fighting against the dark, against the devil. When he's in the perspective of the impure, he is himself the devil, because God can never let anything go beyond him. It's all used by the omnipotent consciousness of the One, the great supreme creator, for the evolution. So he just allows the darkness to still exist at some level. And but I wouldn't go into those dark underworld unless you're really called to do, or unless you're facing things. Just keep on your lab. You call on the archangels if you need. I wanted to discuss the spiritual hierarchies. The spiritual hierarchy is so grand, so grandiose, so magnificent. For just in the universe, there is the Father and the Mother God of our universe, and then there is the Melchizedek and the Lanonandek and the Varonandek and the Lanonandeks and the archangels, the angels, and so many other. There is also highest paradise beings that are here as counselors, consultants, and so on. So it is quite grandiose. And then so there is all this universe administration that's for it's like sometimes in this universe there was this rebellion of our own system of world by a Lanonandek son of the prime order, whose name Lucifer, with Satan. They rebelled against the Creator. They thought their will was greater. They knew better than God, and so a lot of celestial beings went into this rebellion. The constellation Father, which are, but those beings are sometimes they develop mental illness. The constellation Father noted that there was some mental thing that wasn't going right with this being, but they let it happen because the story of the rebellion is like fairly well described in the Hiearchy book, and the Hiearchy book is also the first two parts are really a good introduction to the hierarchies and spiritual organization of the universe of universes. And then beyond that, there is the super universe administrations, which regulates the coordination of 100,000 universe, and it's led by the Ancient of Days that received their information from the Master Spirit on Paradise. On Paradise, there is no hierarchies, there is just seniority. For instance, when you first arrive on Paradise, before you are introduced to the God, to the infinite spirits, then the eternal Son, then the universal Father, you are under the tutelage of the prime architects of the Master Universe, the first architects. So it's like there is a natural order of things and so it's like we have to follow. Everybody's following the law of the One as best as we could, as much as we can understand it. But there is a great deal of sublime perfection in the running of this grand orchestration of the universe of universes. Understanding that the gods, the Creator, the Supreme Creator, is not so much the Creator. The Supreme Creator was more like the Universal Father. The Paradise Trinity was the origin of all of creating countless associates, coordinates, and subordinates, all kinds of celestial rulers. Sometimes people mistaken celestial rulers for the God of all creation. They're just a local administrator. But and if God decided, the Universal Father, through the circuits of personality, sees that any one of his associates is not doing something he wants to, he can always intervene, which is very rare, but it can happen sometimes. And for God only reveals whatever He reveals. I'm sharing you what I know, but I don't know that much. But I know a lot more than I used to, at least. So there is also, I wanted to discuss the fact that God has a plan for you and a plan for the world and a plan for the planet Earth, which is like has been shown that it's like He's got a vision of things that's already planned on many generations. And He already has a role for us. It's like there is a whole, there is a whole organized beyond a lot of organized religion will not be able to survive. I mean, not survive. There's some good people that will survive in those religions because they're defending the truth. But it's like the truth. If you don't experience the truth of God, you only have a book. It's like saying, I've read this great book about swimming, but I've never been swimming. And it's like somebody who's been like swimming all his life will tell you, well, maybe I didn't read your book, but I've been swimming all my life. I know what swimming is about. So it's more important to have this present, this connection, direct connection, than to rely on some old, not to say that there was a great book of wisdom that will assist us. They were just guidelines. And so, but God has this living presence, and He's the one who's going to decide who is who in the next in the new kingdom. When we ascend into light and life, the constellation fathers, the Most High, the Varunondek sons, will be ruling over the kingdom of men from the 172nd dimension. But that's not for today. For now, not for today, not for tomorrow yet. But for now, and there's all kinds of things that may come into play that I can't really discuss, I'm not allowed to discuss, but there might be some surprises, good surprises that come. I don't want to be tempted to talk about that. So what I want to say is that if there is so God has already planned certain things, because it's like in this new when there's going to be a transition phase, it's like God knows that there is already so many avatars, what you call 144,000 ascended master, angels, whatever, avatars, and He's got a place for them. There is some that will be higher, some will be lower, and everybody will have to follow the will of heaven. And I've been informed of certain things in relationship to my role here that I've been told a long time, but now I'm finally being able to accept certain aspect of that. But it's because it's going to be, we all have to be ready to this phase of reorganization of all planetary structures and operations. So it's like, personally, I am the only one I am submissive to is my I am presence. Well, of course, I'm submissive also to the guidance of my guides. But my I am presence is the pre-personal spirit of God that surrounds my experience, as well as my monad and my soul but they all those works as a unified field consciousness of wisdom, and so so I am submissive to my I am presence. That's about it. It's like, but a lot of things is like that's been revealed to me. I'm not really sure what they really mean about that, but I hope that everybody will want to comply with the will of God. It's like, because it is really this will, this higher will, that will guide the flow into this what you say, post-ascension, but it will be a transition phase into the ascension, because we all have project to unfold, and the project will transform us as the project will unfold. And then at the end, we're going to reach the highest point of our destiny. The details are not worked out in advance. My guardian angel explained that to me many, many years ago. But the way where we're going to end up at the end is already decided. So just follow your heart as much as possible. Understanding also the will of God is patience. He is very, very patient. He will always be responsive to our own evolutionary process. Every atom that comes out of you, every thought is like, we have to master that, because it's like every thought can derail you. It's like at first it's very challenging, because it's like there's all kind of unconscious thing that comes out of us, and it's like we're not really in control. But we have to allow and not have fear in relationship to what comes out, to always return to this path of light and love, let things unfold because God lets things unfold until the last moment, and then He will act. He always will have the last card. The Creator always will have the final word on all things, but he knows that through the process of self-determination and will, everybody is learning precious lessons. So understanding also each and every being has the presence of light and the presence of darkness within themselves. The presence of light is lucidity, is goodness, is truth, is beauty. and it is our true self, it is the creator, which is our only true identity. But we also have the presence of darkness, which is ignorance, selfishness, the devil, the ego, the false self, the false identity. And it's like a dance that is led by the heart once we allow that and we overcome the fear. And by the heart and the higher self, which will lead us to peace and liberation. Yet, if we follow the ego, then it will lead us to karma. It will lead us to until we surrender to the light, to the guidance and the Creator. And once we surrender, then we eventually we're going to no longer need this law of cause and effect, this law of karma, because we're going to be elevated into the state of grace. So just continue to follow that and trust that, know that. Well, I hope this makes sense to you. I hope it resonates with you. Just be light about it. And so I wanted to discuss also the idea of telepathy. Telepathy is like we're going to be more and more working through telepathy. On the higher planes, they're working. Telepathy is like holographic energies that are sent from people to people. There is no need for languages. But... and even when you receive channel messages from a medium on a video that talks like Sananda, the Christ, Ashtar, the Arcturians, usually it is not. Many of them have learned Earth language and they can communicate through words. But often it is just a holographic energy of a message that translates into words with the words that is presence within the consciousness of the medium. So there may be sometimes some little deviations because the medium is resistant to something, but and you can so it's like eventually you can there is being some physical plane you could communicate telepathically. If you cannot find other people to communicate, human beings around you to communicate, you can communicate with all the galactics or the angels or the spirit. Everybody is receptive to your thoughts. But there are beings in the physical world that are highly telepathic, which are the dolphins and the whales. You can communicate with them. They're very, very intelligent, just as cats and dogs can also be telepathic. You can receive your information, you can receive their energy. But when you communicate telepathically, there is always a mental energy, the thought that is communicated, but there's always a feeling or an emotion that's connected to the message. And there is a universal translator. For me, I had this deep soul connection, and I communicated a lot with this young person. She's Russian, and she speaks English. I don't speak that much French, so my telepathy, I tried to, when I needed to communicate with her, because she was so present within me, it's like I don't need to send it very far. I know she'll receive it just by, if it's happening within me. I was trying to communicate in English, but then I eventually I spoke in French, and then she probably received my communication in English. Well, now it's like probably, I feel like she's decided to make her life with somebody else, so now it's like God will balance it out. But so it's like there is a universal translator. It just comes from, and then there is also a higher communication level that on the soul and the astral plane. That is, sometimes we just contemplate what is going on. So it's like, but we'll become more and more telepathic as time goes by. I also wanted to say, don't expect cosmic event to align you with the Creator. It's going to accelerate. A lot of veils are going to fall. It's going to assist a lot. But it's all about your alignment with Source. It's the only thing, your alignment with the unity of the Source, that will bring you salvation. The solar event will accelerate, will activate all kinds of dormant potential within our DNA that will be activated, that will be awakening. But it's like it's still about the alignment with our highest energy, with the Source, and to allow the energy of God, of the central sun, to feel our body and to continue to cultivate, see the planet filled with your light, filled with your light from the center to radiate. You can surround it, you can radiate, you can look at it surrounding all the atmosphere, the whole solar system, the constellation, the universe, the super universe, the grand universe, the seventh super universe, even though that's pretty big. But already just think of the Earth as ascended, visualize the Earth in this beautiful light. Put it in your hand. Just be kind, be loving. It's all about intention. Very powerful, the intention. And understand, we all co-creator of a brilliant future with the celestial, also with the galactic, but with each other as well. And the new light will not tolerate any darkness, and all the institutions will fall. those of integrity will be saved or forgiven within those institutions or religions, but stand firm in your love and compassion. Understand every act of forgiveness is actually assisting the planet towards peace. And choose carefully what you empower, chaos or love, huh? Because love is below the surface. Love is above. Love is all in truth. Huh? But there is this game that is played in duality. So we want to raise above the chaos in order to into the realm of truth, of love and unity, to share hopes, to share goodwill, to share higher values. And there is no absolute. Those who deal in absolutes, be careful. It's like that's the way it is, and there is no other way. And it's like whoa, it's like sorry, it's like we'll agree to disagree because God is everything and is flexible, and even the will of God, this understanding, this higher wisdom, within our experience is shifting all the time because as we grow, we expand our consciousness. God says we're ready to understand something else, and so He'll bring a new energy, and then we have to integrate, we have to adapt, and then we live with that. It's important to be authentic in relationship to ourselves. And so I hope this message was interesting for you. I'll put a painting on the cover that talks about this grand spiritual hierarchy, the 7 great family of spirit beings. It was inspired, it was revealed in the Hiearchy book. The first 2 parts are really, there's really little to say about the authenticity of that. But the 3rd and 4th part, which is the history of the earth and the teaching of Jesus, there is a lot of distortion in it. There are some good things in the last parts. The card of the day is Celtics. It's about connecting to the natural kingdoms. Huh? For me, I have my little fairy that I know she's around, and sometimes I go there into this fairy kingdom. So there's all kinds of other elementals. We're going to reconnect to this magical kingdom, the divas, the natural gods, and to assist them in the elevation of the planet in their own work. For we all want to ascend. We're all ascending together as one planet, one love, one field of energy. And here we have peace. The card of the day is peace. So just it's all about finding this peace, this inner balance, trusting that things will be balanced out. Sometimes it's like if there is too much imbalance in my relationship with this person, I was giving, but she's ghosting me on the outside. It's like even if I receive her energy, she's like ghosting me. I can talk to her, she won't respond. So like at some point, it's like I have to stop giving because it's like. She's with her lover, and it's like, she's got beautiful gift. I'm very happy for her, and she's happy, so I'm happy. But it's like, don't come to me for like, I need your love and energy when I need it, but when I don't need you, it's just like you're nothing to me. It's like, oh, sorry, love, I love you, but I've got someone else in mind, in my heart, that will be more harmonious, I guess. We'll see what happens. So it's all about service, and this person still showed me a lot of things, and I know I helped her to change, to transform, to evolve. So I'm going to finish with a song before I pull out some more cards. We have to deal with all our personal issues in order to be free, and this freedom is right around the corner. So I'm going to sing this song. That's a box. Took it a bit random, but it's a song that talks about the fact that we all looking for something. We all have a dream to fulfill here. It's called Sweet Dreams. Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to be used by you. Some of them want to abuse you. Some of them want to be abused. Keep your head up, holding on. Hold your head up, holding on. Keep your head up, holding on. Hold your head up, holding on. Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world in the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to be used by you. Some of them want to abuse you. Some of them want to be abused. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. On Eurythmics, Lenny Lennox. Great song. Everything is a part of God. Everything and everyone, and everything and everyone is a part of you. Is a part of who we are. So we want to be merciful. We want to be kind, but we also want to be at peace with ourselves. So we follow our guidance, whatever that is, whatever that guidance, our heart, our feeling, our innermost consciousness is guiding us towards, and life will always adapt to whatever we feel, whatever we, on a deep level. There is always an adaptation that happens as a result. Sometimes it takes a while for it to manifest, but the quantum field is very, very powerful. And that is why the observer of the day is justice. There is a balance. Justice is a balance of energy. And justice will be restored here. There's so many revelations that are about to come. We want to be light about it, and we want to be forgiving, and we want to be open-minded as well, to be able to change our position if there is something that is called for to change our position. Well, what we need with the higher wisdom is determination. They focus on, for me, it's like freedom, abundance, prosperity, the realization of my life and my project, and so on. And Spirit talks to me about family, but it's like, I'm very single, so it's like, well, yeah, we'll see about that. It's like, you can't project any more about this right now. It's like sometimes you got to negotiate even with your higher self to say, well, it's like, maybe you're telling me this, but that's the way I feel. It's like legitimate, it's authentic. So what we need to understand is righteousness, and to be very truthful, to be righteous. What we need to do is the revelation. We want to continue to cultivate, to express the truth. Understand every atom that comes out of us is our responsibility. We are accountable for everything that comes out of us. So, but the revelation also comes down from a higher self. And it's like, sometimes it doesn't, we get glimpses, we get clues. And it's like we got to navigate with the clues we have. And the outcome will be healing. It's going to feel good to find this healing, this completeness. For it's like... personally, I feel I've been through a very, very, chaotic, very tumultuous energy on the inner planes, mostly this last year in relationship to that relationship, and it's leaving me a little dry, honestly. It's like I gave a lot of energy, but it's like I didn't get anything in return. But it's okay. Maybe there was a karma there. Maybe it was just... she was just passing through my life. I just accept that. Maybe she will come. Maybe we will come at some point together. I don't know. But I know we do have because it's very authentic. When we have a deep soul connection, it is real. It is something that is real. But it doesn't mean that what we project in time, what we see as possibility in time, will actually manifest in that way. So we need to be open and flexible, and to know that the Creator has plans for each and every one of us. So just accept whatever God will sit us in a throne somewhere. And this throne will be perfect place for us. So in the spiritual hierarchies, we all have a throne. We have a kingdom within the kingdom of God. And we have to accept there is higher wisdom, higher guidance, higher counsels, higher kingdoms. And we have to accept that we have to provide our guidance to those who are coordinates, those who are under our protection, or our protection, but under our command in many ways. There will be a hierarchy, a spiritual hierarchies of all the ascended masters. And but whatever it's when you get to the ascended planes, you no longer have these ego things that you need to be higher than anybody else. You're happy to be in your place, and you're happy to have like people that are higher in wisdom to guide you, and you're happy that you can assist those who are below you as well. But nobody will ever be equal, and we're all unique and different within the kingdom of God. Yes, we all are exactly the same. In truth, we are the expression of the higher I am, of the... Not necessarily, not everybody's manifesting this higher presence of God, but we all have that within ourselves as a potential. So continue to cultivate that and try to show the divinity within people, show them their light, show them their potential, so that they can ignite that and they can be that and be more free and more happy. Well, I hope this was interesting for you, my friends. I thank you so very much. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Salut.